So the video has no sound, but I'm going to do my best to look at this anyway. So far we're playing and I'm conducting. It's a pretty passive conducting pattern. But I'm keeping my eyes in the ensemble. For some reason I like to look at the cellos a lot. Maybe it's just because it's right next to my conducting hand. Then I remember that they ended and I didn't, and I'm doing a lot of paper shuffling because I lost the one page I was actually working on, which I had in my hand right at the beginning, and then it is gone. So I did a little bit of improvisation. That time I did less talking than I did in the previous rehearsal techniques. And based on the bows, they are listening to and watching my conducting more this time because they decreased their bow speed and were quieter when I put my hand up. And then they go with me. They all seem fairly engaged. I don't see a whole lot of drifting off. I don't do a whole lot of modeling. I think I kind of go into my zone, and it's not like I can't model the cello part on violin, but I think in that instance I just chose to describe it because it didn't take me very long. It only took me about 15 seconds, and they played for 25 or so. But yeah, this is what we talked about before. It's kind of describing the same thing a couple times instead of just modeling. That's an easier way of reinforcing what you discussed previously. I can't actually hear it in the video, but I know I said something like much better, something that felt a little awkward to me because I caught myself, but it was too late to take it back or anything. I just tried to say that a lot better afterwards. I think I said, like, that's exactly what I'm looking for, which might be better. They read my entrance as well. That was something that I was worried about from last time, is that the entrances weren't as clear, so I made sure that this time I had some head cues. I like to put my left hand on my chest, which I don't think it's intrusive in any way. Might actually help the ensemble look at me. I definitely keep time with my head, which is kind of comical to look at. So after we address the articulation, which I think went fairly well, they're definitely playing more than they were last time. I'm doing less talking, they're doing more playing. It's still not ideal, it's not perfect, but it's an improvement from last time. And this is where I try to find that page again. And I'm explaining the tempo change, which I still think I could have done better. From what I remember, they took the tempo change pretty well. Especially the second time that's coming up. But the first time, at least visually, everyone nailed it right at the beginning. My presence isn't quite the same as it was before. During the first techniques, it's more reserved. I think I was less confident in this lesson. And then part of that for me is I kind of seem a little retracted in terms of my canvas. That I think should, not in terms of the words, but just visually, this is where I'm seeming the most comfortable. I'm finally settling into the lesson right here. Now, I still haven't modeled yet, which I know is my main concern, especially for this rehearsal techniques, because it was one of our one of the rubric points. And this initially, the working on the double stops felt a little awkward in the moment, but I think it was effective. I think if I had gotten to that effective place quicker, as opposed to using too many words to find out how to do that. Then I finally modeled, but I still reminded myself that it needed to happen, rather than having it be it's not really embedded yet in my thinking. But doing some tense intonation work is good, especially, I didn't pace it quite as well as I did in the last lesson, because this is a micro thing that's happening at the end. But I think we did work on some macro stuff at the beginning, and first violins did more micro in the previous lesson, so having them take a bit of a break in this one was okay, because it is a continuation. In my lesson plan, I know I wanted to give more attention to the sections that don't quite get as much, but that unfortunately didn't end up happening. But I chose to keep everyone at the same level and do a lot of entire ensemble things. And that's it. Sorry that there's no sound at all, but that is about what I can make of it.